Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Julianne or Jules or Julianne, whatever you feel is easiest to pronounce. I am a Norwegian Revert Muslim. I've been Muslim for 2 years now, alhamdulillah, and yeah, I want to make this video and I want to have this channel because when I was researching Islam, I was looking for people like me, a ethnical Norwegian Muslim, and I didn't really find anyone that were active, so I hope this can be of benefit, even if just for one person who's interested in Islam, also for anyone if you find this interesting. I wanted to talk a bit about changes I have experienced after reverting, being a ethnical Norwegian Muslim. So like I mentioned, I've been Muslim for 2 years now. I started covering my hair after about 11 months. It took me about 11 months, so I have a bit of different experiences being a non-hijabi revert or Muslim in Norway compared to now that I am wearing the hijab or the hair covering. First, this has nothing to do with hijab, but I talk a lot with my hands as well. I have like a mirror here because I don't have a professional setup. I'm literally sitting on the floor on like a pillow. So yeah, I talk a lot with my hands, okay? So one thing that I kind of expected when I decided to become Muslim and live in a country like Norway where we're only like 5 million, the population is 5 million, but we have 2.5% Muslims maybe. So there's not many of us, and then there's a handful of reverts or converts. Yeah, so this first thing, it was not a surprise. That was the struggle sometimes to find halal meat or halal food, like halal places to go outside and eat. And I have not eaten outside except for vegetarian when I've been here in Norway. In my husband's home country, of course, there are lots of Muslim places, but not in Norway. So when we're here, we don't go out to eat. Also, it's Norway, so it's expensive, so it's okay. So yeah, that was the food, of course. That has taught me to read the ingredients list very thoroughly. So I'm not gonna, complain. I have found a lot of good, vegan even alternatives or vegetarian alternatives, so it's good. I also eat fish, a lot of fish, and it's alright, but it is definitely weird not being able to just go to the closest grocery store and just grab whatever meat. That's not possible anymore, and it's a change. It's a big change for sure. This is a story like 2 months in after my conversion. We were here in Norway and we went to a foreign store which is like 30 minutes away with bus from like right here where I live, and it's like a foreign store. They have imported halal foods, imported meat, so it's also a bit more expensive than Norwegian standard, but again, it's okay. So yeah, we were paying for the food, and the guy behind the man behind the cashier, he asked my husband, "Oh, are you Muslim?" Because I wasn't wearing hijab. I looked like a everyday Norwegian, girl. And he asked my husband whether we were Muslim or you were Muslim, and my husband didn't know Norwegian, so I answered, "Yeah, we are. I've been Muslim for 2 months, yeah," like bragging, and immediately he did not say anything except from, "Where's your hijab?" And at the time I was like, "Inshallah, hopefully soon, it's been 2 months, but and now I'm more so frustrated that I didn't say anything, or that it's rude. It's not his business. Why was he putting his nose in my business? It's not where his nose should be." I just, at the time, I'm glad I didn't think much about it. I didn't really let it affect me because it was so early. I was not ready to cover my hair and being a visible convert, so I didn't really take it to heart back then. But now I'm like, that was not in his place. So this story, I think, actually was the same, maybe it was the same day. We were at the mosque. My husband had gone to pray or take wudu, I don't remember. I was just like looking around a bit. First time in a mosque in Norway, and a man approached me and asked whether I was lost. Like whether I needed help, assistance to find my way out or somewhere else, because I did not look look Muslim because I didn't cover my hair and I looked like everyone else. And that, you know, when I say I look like everyone else, I look like an ethnical Norwegian girl because I am pale as ever, you know, I don't have any melanin, so I look very much like a ethnical Norwegian. And I say ethnical because we have Muslims who are Norwegian but they have a different ethnicity, so I try to always underline that it's my ethnicity I'm talking about. But yeah, that was also quite funny, and I said no, I'm just waiting for my husband because he's praying. And something else I discovered is that there's not many Muslims around this area where I live. I don't have any in real life Muslim or sister friends because I don't live too close to the capital, to Oslo. I don't live close to Oslo, so I have met up with a few lovely sisters I met online in Oslo when I've been there, but I don't go to Oslo very often, so I am quite far away, and I'm the only hijabi basically at the grocery store, which is a bit uncomfortable. So that is definitely, again, it depends where in Norway you live or where you are. You know, I'm not far away from like a bigger city, and definitely there are a lot more sisters or Muslims there, but again, where I live right now, a bit outside of the big city, I haven't seen anyone else with hijab. And that brings me to, now that I am wearing hijab, I find it highly uncomfortable to go to the grocery store or going outside alone. I know it's just a thing in my head because people stare so much, like they stare a lot, and it makes me really uncomfortable. I've never been a person who wants attention, extra attention. I would rather hide and just blend in, but people stare a lot, and they even, like, one time it was ridiculous. I was keeping eye contact with the person staring at me because I was like challenging myself to do that, because usually I just look down and I try to hide or something, you know. Well, I try to walk away, but I was keeping eye contact with this lady and she was just staring at me, and I was like standing there waiting for the bus, like, hello, you know, like, what do I do? And the lady like whispered something to, maybe it was a kid or a friend, I don't know, and like actually nudged her buddy and her friend and like made her like look as well. And you feel like an animal in a zoo, like you're behind a cage, you're just like an attraction. It was so bizarre, and I wish I had the guts to just go like, hello, be nice, you know, just being nice to them and like start a conversation. Maybe they would feel awkward. But other than that, I've experienced people like talking about me while I wait for the bus. I don't really do anything about it because they don't say like, oh, look at her in the, you know, they don't say specifically, but the way they're trying to like whisper and like use like code words like, oh, 12 o'clock or something, you know, I can tell that they're talking about me. But what can I do? Another thing I have experienced is that, and this is something I have never experienced before because I am white, I have white privilege very much, so I have never had anyone doubt that I am ethnical Norwegian. I have been asked, and this has just been nice people, there's actually been Muslims asking me, are you Norwegian? So the first thing they ask is, are you Norwegian? And I am wearing a hijab, you know, and I say yes. And then they ask me, are you Muslim? I'm like, yeah. Like, it just, why doesn't it work that I can be Norwegian and Muslim at the same time? Because of that, I have struggled a bit with my identity because I don't feel like I fit into either of the Muslim group and the Norwegian, ethnic Norwegian group or Norwegian group, whatever, because I obviously don't go partying and whatnot with the Norwegian culture. I'm not interested in that stuff. I have never been, honestly, because I did grow up in a Christian household and in a household that there was no alcohol, so alhamdulillah, I'm very, you know, happy about that. So that's never been my kind of thing. So I guess I've always been a bit different, but now I thought I would feel a bit more Muslim because, you know, especially now that I'm actually covering my hair and I look like a Muslim, or, you know, I look like a convert specifically. But I don't really feel like I fit into this Muslim group either, because a lot of the Muslims in Norway are second generation immigrants, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they have you know, maybe a bit of their parents or grandparents' culture as well, which again, that's just wonderful, but it's not me. You know, I grew up with Christmas, and I don't celebrate Christmas now, but I have the same Norwegian culture. So a lot of Muslims in Norway, maybe, you know, some places they have like the Somali mosque, or they have the Turkish mosque. That's how, sometimes a bit like segregated, I guess, the Muslim community here can be. I'm not speaking for all of the Muslim communities, because definitely not, I don't know. But yeah, I have struggled with my identity as being Norwegian and Muslim. Oh, and yeah, one thing I also didn't expect. I kind of expected to get criticism from non-Muslims, but I've faced more criticism from our fellow Muslim brothers and sisters, and that's kind of sad, to be honest. When I converted, or actually before I converted, I did start like a Revert Instagram account that was anonymous at the time, because I just wanted, it's like my diary. I wanted somewhere to put my thoughts out, to put my struggles out in words and reflect over, you know, what was happening. And through that, of course, I got in contact with a lot of great Muslim sisters, but also some judgmental or sisters that you know, I'm not going to assume anything, but maybe they meant well, but the way they were advising me and the way they would say things, like writing haram in big letter, does not help. It's not a great way of advising someone, and just letting you know. So I did face that a lot in the beginning, and honestly that made me a bit apprehensive about using that platform, because I started feeling not good enough. I started feeling like I could always do more, and honestly I still feel like that sometimes, like I'm not good enough. I have so much more to learn, but you know, it's always going to be like that. We're always gonna be able to learn something new about our deen. If you experience that yourself, my best advice, like, block whoever does that. Just block them, like leave them. You know, you don't need them in your life. It's just gonna bring you down, and be happy with the progress that you make. I don't want to, you know, end this on a bad note, because it sounds a bit negative, but it's just, you know, it's just my feelings right now. You know, I'm good, alhamdulillah. I never regretted my decision. It's just, it's been a struggle for sure, and I'm going to be honest about that. But I do have to I do have to say that after being Muslim, after becoming Muslim, I have met a lot of wonderful, sweet sisters, and yeah, I'm very grateful for that. It's amazing how much people, you know, care, how much they want the best for you, they want to include you, so that's been really, really heartwarming. But yeah, with that being said, I hope this was somewhat beneficial to you guys. I hope it was interesting. I don't know, like, I'm just talking, so I'm just sharing about my experiences, but it is exactly this that I was looking for when I was researching Islam. So yeah, I will see you guys hopefully very soon. Bye!